Hello everyone and welcome to JC Let's Play. My name is Jonathan Cook and this is Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. We're here again with Kaelk Laseon. Say hello, Kaelk. Give a wave there. And we have another tutorial for you today. Those of you that have watched my other Final Fantasy XIV videos might notice that Kaelk looks quite a bit different today. Well, that's because unlike in my other videos, this time Kaelk is a pugilist, the primary class for the monk job. So, Kaelk has traded in his sword and shield for a pair of fist weapons. We'll see him pull those out and go into a fighting stance there. Now, of course, because this is Final Fantasy XIV, and with the class system here in-game, with just the press of a button, I can switch back to my paladin. But today I've been enjoying Pugilist, so we're going to just stay there for now. As well as being a different class today, we're also in a new area. Today, we're in Drybone, located in eastern Thanalan, over by Ul'dah. We're in Drybone today, just so I can show you guys Levequests. Pull up my map there so you can kind of see Camp Drybone there. As well as Eastern Thanalan. Now, the easiest way to describe what a Levequest is would be to compare it to, daily quests or repeatable quests from other MMOs. Unlike many other MMOs, however, Levequests can be done as many times as you have allowances for, up to a maximum of 100 allowances. If I open my journal by pressing J or by clicking in the exclamation point symbol here in my mini menu, you can see that I currently have 81 allowances for Levequests. So that means, if I so wished, I could do 81 Levequests for you guys today. But in the effort of keeping this video to a reasonable length as well as to educate and entertain you, we'll just be doing one. Now you may be asking yourself, John, how do I get more allowances? Well, that'd be an excellent question, and the answer to that question is, just wait. Allowances regenerate at the rate of 3 allowances every 12 hours, so a maximum of 6 allowances per day, up to a total of 100 allowances. Levequests can be done to accomplish many things, the most of which is to gain experience, but you can get other things like crafting materials, gear, Grand Company seals, and gil, which is all fantastic. But, as we can see, Kaelk is getting a little restless there, so why don't I stop explaining this to you and show you. If we'd like to do a Levequest, there are a couple things we need to do first. First of all, we need to be level 10 in the class of which we want to do a Levequest in, and have done our level 10 class quest. Now, being level 19 and having done my level 10 Pugilist class quest, that isn't a problem for us today. So at this point, we just need to go to the appropriate area for a level, such as Drybone, and speak with the Levemeet. So if I just run over here, we'll see Pupunagu here pops up, and you see the Levemeet title underneath his name. And you see the symbol, the card symbol above his head. That signifies that he has Levequests. Now there are other NPCs that look similar and have the same symbol. For example, Kikari here, the Flame Sergeant, who you can see has that same symbol. This NPC, however, gives Levequests for the Immortal Flames, and myself, being part of the Maelstrom, till sea swallows all, I'm going to stick with Pupunagu. So if I run back over here, and I talk with Pupunagu, we'll see a dialogue box pops up, him saying, "Good evening to you, adventurer, and a fine evening it is, a fine evening for a Levequest." And bring that up, and we see another box. Now we'll be focusing today on Battlecraft Leaves, but there are multiple types of leaves. For example, there are Fieldcraft leaves for our gathering classes, and Tradecraft leaves for our crafting classes. So not just our combat classes have access to these repeatable quests. And so it's a great way for you to level multiple quests with multiple different ways. There's also information on guild leaves. However, we're going to leave that for a later day. So, selecting Battlecraft leaves, we see a quest selection box come up, and you'll see we have 4 quests listed here. Earthbound, A Simple Solution, Going for Goat, and The Missing Merchant. Now you can see here that each of these are level 15 Levequests, which means you have to be at least level 15 to take on the quests. Levequests are grouped into groups of 5 levels, so you can find Levequests beginning at level 10 and every 5 levels thereafter. Now you might be thinking, John, you're level 19, why would you want to do a level 15 Levequests? And I'm going to show you that in just a bit. Looking at my Levequest options, you see we have 4 here, And in looking at each, you can see that we have different rewards for each, as well as a separate description for each. So if I go back up to Earthbound here, you can see we could get a pair of bronze gauntlets. Now, having already leveled Paladin to level 41, I don't really need bronze gauntlets, as I already have level 15 gear that I could use for a Marauder if I decided to level that class. So let's take a look at another. Let's look at Missing Merchant. Here we have hard leather boots. Well, that'd be nice. That's for all classes and gives some vitality, intelligence, some mind, and determination. But I already have hard leather boots because I have a leather worker and I made some. So let's go Going for Goat. Going for Goat, you'll see that all of them are given the same experience, and this one would give us 144 gil, so that's not bad. But let's take a look real quick at a simple solution. Ah yes, rabbit pie. That would give us, that's a food type that would give us bonuses when we are out with our gathering classes. I don't have much in the way of gathering class food, so I'm going to choose this one. It's only one less gil than Going for Goat and the same experience, so I'm really kind of making out pretty well. So reading over the quest description real quick, we can see several mischievous shape-shifting imps charged with setting over 100 different fires, many of which led to the deaths of humble farm folk, have escaped from their inescapable cell in the Marasaja pit. After conducting a realm-wide search to capture the villainous Void Scent, the Brass Blades believe they have finally cornered them to somewhere in Drybone. To ensure that they do not let the criminals slip through their fingers, the Blades are seeking adventurers to assist in the search process, which involves collecting firefly abdomens and casting them on the Tuco-Tucos, any of which could be an imp, to dissolve the creature's glamours. Objectives: report to Eastern Thanland. Well, we're already there. Information: we have 20 minutes to complete this and it's in the location of Camp Drybone, so it's really close to where we're at, as well as information on the client. So if I'm going to choose this, all I do is I click accept, and there we go. As you can see, we have leave quests accepted. And so I'm going to close out of that window. We're going to say we have nothing more to speak with you on at this point, Popanagu, and I'm just going to run out here real quick. As you can see on our minimap, we have an arrow pointing in the general direction that we need to go of a simple solution. And if I open my map, you can see just outside of Camp Drybone we have this area for a simple solution, and that's where we need to go. We need to go to that area in order to start this quest. So I'm going to jump up on my chocobo here, and wearing, of course, the Maelstrom barding, and we're going to go ride out and start this leave quest. And we're there. That quick. As we can see, there's a couple people here doing some other leave quests, as well as just possibly a quest that requires them to kill these goats. I remember doing one of those at an earlier level. We're going to dismiss my chocobo real quick. And so you might think, John, you're in the area. Why hasn't the quest started? Well, that's because I have to initiate the quest. So if I open up my journal again, you'll see that my allowances have dropped down to 80, that I have 1 out of 16 allowed leave quests, as well as 1 out of 30 allowed normal quests. And if I click on a simple solution in Eastern Thanalan, you'll see we have some options here. One, I could open the map, would show me where I need to go. I can abandon the quest, which would be to just remove it from my log, or I can initiate the quest, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click the initiate, and you'll see your home point is not set to an aetheryte in this area. That is fine, just because I'm not worried about it. But they do typically recommend, if you're doing a leave quest, that you have your, or any quest really, that you have your aetheryte, home aetheryte set in the area you're questing in. I'm just going to say okay. And this is what I was saying when I meant that I wasn't worried about doing a level 15 quest on a level 19 character. If you are over-leveled for the quest, you have the option of increasing the difficulty of the quest in order to complete it. Increasing the difficulty, if you see here, changing class during the course of this duty or using a class above the recommended level may reduce the amount of experience awarded upon completion. So if I were to choose, I want to do this as it was a level 15 quest, I'm actually going to gain less experience for doing that. So I could choose, maybe I'm playing a caster and I'm just not sure of my survivability. I'm willing to take the experience loss and just do the quest a little bit lower. But for my case, I'm not that worried. I'm going to do the quest at my level, at level 4, or level 19, a +4 to the level 15 quest, and I'm going to confirm. and we'll see duty commenced, and the leave quest card comes up. And you'll now see that our map has changed a bit. And if I open up my map, you'll see our one zone has split into 4. And you see this message come up: use the specific key item to reveal the true identity of suspicious targets. Now, if you remember when I first picked up the quest, it said that I need to use firefly abdomens, I believe it was, in order to... yes, firefly abdomens, in order to dispel the glamour. So the first thing I need to do is find these fireflies. And you can see here the Evanfall Firefly with a card above signifying that it is a leave quest mob. And I'm just going to run up there and I'm going to attack it. And we'll do some more. And this is also a good chance for me to kind of explain to you guys combos and activated abilities. As you can see here, I just used my Boot Shine ability, and now I have this glowing aura around 2 of my abilities. True Strike and Twin Snakes. That allows me to do a combo, and that leads into Snap Punch. So I'm going to use that, and you can see now Haymaker has been activated. Haymaker is a reaction ability that every time I dodge an attack, it opens up that one. But you'll notice that right now, I can only use Boot Shine or Touch of Death. That True Strike, Snap Punch, Haymaker, Twin Snakes are all grayed out. That is because, with the exception of Haymaker, the others are part of a combo chain. With Pugilist, they're a little more unique in this. Each ability changes your stance. So example, when I use Boot Shine, you can see down in the additional effect, changes form to Raptor. And after I use that, True Strike and Twin Snakes open up, which you can see when I'm hovered over Twin Snakes, can only be used when in Raptor form. And under the additional effects, the second one there, changes form to Coral. And if I go over Snap Punch, you can see can only be used in Coral form. And additional effects, it has a couple of additional effects. But we can see there, and there is actually another that actually changes our form to Opopo, or Opo, which Raptor does not require. But there is another ability that you unlock if I go into my Actions and Traits menu and go into my Actions. Arm of the Destroyer, I believe. No. Where? Now I'm not so sure. But as you can see, it says changes form to Opo. And I don't have the ability yet. I believe it's the level 20 class quest. I unlock an ability that requires Opo form. But as you can see, my timer is counting down there. And so I'm just going to run out here and we'll start using this. Now, this is a unique quest in that I need to use an item to dispel a glamour. There are a couple like this. And all I need to do is I could just attack the enemy, and sometimes that dispels the glamour, but then I might be attacking more enemies than I need, so I just need to click on this little bag item here, where it's, just underneath where it says Glowing Abdomens 4, and I click on that, and I'm going to use the item. It's going to use it on the Drybone Tuco, and it dispelled the glamour, and I have a Mischief Maker Imp. So, again, you can see those different abilities light up. And I'm just going to kill this imp really quickly. Now, sadly, being on a pugilist, a lot of my damage is position-based, and because I'm only one person, I can't actually change my position to maximize my damage. But I'm going to run over to this Tuco, use another Glowing Abdomen. We'll see if this is also an imp. And you can see Glowing Abdomen has no effect on the Drybone Tuco, so no luck there. So I need to go find more. I'm going to run over here to this area, and you can see off there in the distance, and there's a couple more Tucos with the card symbol above their names, so we'll see if one of these is it. And what are our chances? No effect. So let's try... Oh, we got somebody on there. Magitech mount. Let's try on this one. We only have one Glowing Abdomen left. I don't want to have to go farm up another. And we have a Mischief-Making Imp. And so we're going to kill him again very quickly. As you can see, the effects in this game are very flashy. We'll use Twin Snakes there. And that is 2 down, 1 to go. Now, I can run over here, and you can see another Drybone Tuco hiding there in the corner. Now, because there's only one left, and I only need one left, I'm just going to attack this. And as you can see, when I attack it, the glamour disappears. And you can just choose to go and kill all of the possible enemies. However, I don't necessarily recommend that because, again, it can take up more time than is necessary. So again, we're going to go through our combos here and end the life of this mischief maker. And we have completed our Levequest. As you can see, we have the duty complete, and when that happens, you'll see this option comes up: return to Levemeet, and with a 20-second countdown. If I choose no, I've got to run back. That is useful if you have multiple Levequests. However, because we only have the one, I'm going to click yes, and it's going to warp us back to our Levemeet here, and you can see we are back in Drybone. The voices of all the people making noise, and I'm just going to talk to Pokunagu here. And that's how we finish it. You can see we have the dialogue box again, and once we finish, we talk to him, and right up here at the top, collect reward. It's that simple. We click collect reward. Yeah, we hear from Pokunagu, I see the desert heat wasn't too much for you. Here is your reward. See that you don't spend it all at the pub. Well, I see that he's got a lot of notice for us. And you can see here, a bonus has been rewarded based on difficulty. Now, you can also get a bonus based on, how quickly you did it. Did the Levequest. Because I was explaining things, I went a little slower than usual. But just clicking on that, you can see we get our 2017 experience, the 143 gil that was promised to us, and the rabbit pie. But for completion bonus, we also get 336 extra experience and 38 extra gil. Now, that's not a ton, but if you're doing, 4 of these at 336 extra, that's over half of one of these quests. And so it really starts to add up very quickly. And so I hit complete, and you can see it was that simple. Levequest complete. We could choose to do more Battlecraft leaves. We could choose to do some Fieldcraft or Tradecraft leaves. But that's all. That shows you how our Levequests are finished. I'm going to kind of go where it's a bit quieter to wrap up this episode. But as you can see, if I open up my inventory, and I believe food goes... Yep, you can see there's our rabbit pie. I could eat that now if I so wanted, but I'm going to use it for when I'm or doing my gathering. And we're just going to come up here. Let's stand by the brazier here, just so we have some light. That pretty much wraps this episode up. I want to thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, if you could give it a like, and if you would like to see more videos like this, just subscribe to my channel, because there's more on the way. In the meantime, this is JC Let's Play. My name's Jonathan Cook. We'll get a grand company salute from Kale there, and I hope you all take care, and peace out.